This video is brought to you by BitBox NES game cases. There is no better way to protect, store, and show off your NES game collection. Only available at StoneAgeGamer.com/BitBox. Skip it up and that up. It's stories like these that make me fear for the future of humanity, because I'm seeing more and more of these stories every year. And I just don't understand why this shit's happening and why parents allow it to happen. Let me explain to you what I mean. So a kid in St. George, Utah by the name of Alec Young was playing Xbox. He was just sitting in the living room playing Xbox, and his stepdad came home. His stepdad said, okay, I'm gonna go out and get the mail, finish up what you're doing, pause it, save your game. When I come back in, I want to see you done playing video games. The stepfather comes back. He's still playing video games. Understandably, the stepfather is pissed. He goes and shuts the console off himself. Well, Alec Young didn't like that too much and started to flip the fuck out. He was screaming at his dad. He threw 2 separate remotes at him. I'm kind of thinking that he meant the game controllers, because for some reason, people who don't play games call gamepads remotes. Which, okay, that's horrible enough. I'd want to beat the living hell out of my kid if he threw gamepads at me and screamed at me. But it gets worse. It gets worse. So the stepdad decided that he was going to the cops. I guess there was a police department right across the street from them. So he left the house and walked over to the police department to file a report. This is where things get really shitty. The kid, Alec Young, went outside and started striking his stepdad's 2009 custom Harley-Davidson FLF with a knife. This bike is worth $40,000. And wait, there's more! The kid gets into his 2000 Nissan Altima, backs out of the driveway, and drives the car into the motorcycle and drags it all the way into the garage and causes $25,000 worth of damages to the bike, which means it's totaled because it bent the frame. The kid was charged with 2 Class B misdemeanors and a second-degree felony. His bail is $13,110. Okay, so let's get the super obvious shit out of the way first. Yes, this kid has some kind of suppressed rage. He has psychological issues. He needs to seek help, which I'm sure after this he's going to do now, unless his parents are complete idiots, which I'm hoping they're not. So yes, that's very obvious. Not every 19-year-old reacts like this when their parents tell them to stop playing video games. I'm very well aware of that. But his mental issues aside, let me tell you something now, man. I was spoiled growing up, all right? I got everything I wanted. A game system came out, I got it. A car, I needed one at 17. My parents paid cash for it. Okay, I got everything. If I asked for it, it was mine. I wanted a PlayStation, I got it. I was spoiled. I'll be the first to admit it. But at the same damn time, if I even remotely pulled any kind of stunt like this kid did, I would have my teeth knocked down my throat. My dad is the most passive person on the planet, but I assure you, if I flipped out on my mother or him like this, I would have dentures in my mouth right now. And that's the thing. I know people who are very progressive are going to say, "Oh, Rich, that's child abuse. You can't touch children. They'll call CPS on them instantly, and they deserve it." But that's the thing now, is that there's no fucking concept. I'm not saying I'm not pro-child abuse by any means. I'm not saying if there's like a 4-year-old girl or boy who leaves their teddy bear on the fucking floor and didn't clean up their room, that they should be smacked across the face. That's monstrous. I'm not even going there. But what I'm saying is, yeah, sometimes a kid needs to get his ass kicked, especially a very young man kid, a 19-year-old, okay? He's sitting there playing video games. His dad tells him to stop, or stepdad. He's supposed to fucking stop. He even gave him time to do it. It wasn't like the dad walked in, at least from this police report, it wasn't like the dad walked in like a complete dick and said, "That's it, shutting it off." Like, he didn't even give him time to save the game. He'd like flick the light switch off on the wall, which didn't let him properly save his game because his stepdad felt like being a dick, according to this police report. So the kid's reaction was way over the top. And that's the problem now, is that when there's any kind of there's this really fine line where there's discipline and abuse, and the problem is that anyone who even cries abuse, even if you just get a slap on your ass, everyone's willing to just, call CPS, and everyone's afraid of that now, and there's like no consequence anymore. Back in the day when I was a kid, man, I'm gonna sound like I'm 60 right now, but it's true. Back in the day when I was a kid, did I get hit often? Hell no. I mean, I maybe got hit 3 or 4 times in my life. Okay, and I'm talking like a slap on the ass or like maybe a quick slap across the face. But let me tell you something, from those slaps, I fucking learned something. I learned that there's and you remember them too. You do some dumbass shit, you get a quick slap across your face, just one. You remember what you did and you never fucking did it again. But now it's, child abuse, and everyone will come rushing to the kid's defense, and it's almost like there's no consequence to anything anymore. So maybe this dumbass, chemically imbalanced kid will learn from catching a felony, or who knows, maybe he's so off the hinges that this will mean nothing to him. But all I know is I didn't see this shit as much back in the day. Obviously, I was younger and there wasn't the internet, so maybe it didn't spread as fast, and maybe this shit did happen enough. But there's a difference between abuse and discipline. I know it's a fine line. I know it's a gray area. But sometimes discipline does require a motherfucking smack across the face. I'm not talking kicking the kid's ass, but a big ass smack, and they'll remember what they did was fucking dumb. Or if you don't do that, then they grow up like this jackass. And throw tantrums at almost 20 years old because daddy told him to stop playing his video games. Which one is the better outcome? If I end up having a kid and slapping his or her ass 2 or 3 times in their entire life means the kid won't grow up like this jackass, then so be it. They're getting a slap here and there. Alright folks, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.